Welcome back to your latest aviation recap as the weekend rolls in. There's developments surrounding the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, new aircraft delivery, and probably one of the bigger stories surrounding KLM and the potential loss of flights towards the United States. But beginning proceedings with the 787. Jetstar is continuing with plans to invest in its product and enhance customer experience by revamping its 787 fleet. Through a multi-million-dollar investment, Jetstar will focus on offering customers more in-flight comfort and choice. Additionally, what they hope will translate into further low-cost travel opportunities. A complete overhaul of the 787's economy and business class cabins will be completed. Qantas's low-cost unit says this will include new seating, in-flight connectivity, and lie-flat rest areas. Adding the lie-flat rest areas will mean that Jetstar will be able to look towards flying further than ever before. Jetstar specifically outlines Sri Lanka, India, and Africa as potential locations that will now be able to be within reach. However, the low-cost unit says no firm decision has been made yet regarding the routes it would look to launch with the Dreamliner in the future. They also note that premium demand has continued to grow in recent years, and as a result, they plan on increasing their business class seats. Currently, 21 seats are available in the premium cabin. This is slated to more than double to 44. To accommodate the additional business class seats, overall capacity on the 787 Dreamliner will drop unfortunately by 10 to 325. The upcoming economy and business class seats will be next generation, and Jetstar says they will be ergonomically designed. The Australian low-cost carrier will also implement its updated livery on the widebody as part of the significant overhaul to the 787 Dreamliner. On your screens now will be that very updated livery set to be painted on the aircraft. The new livery featured is definitely a more orange-themed design, but it's not the first time it will have appeared on a Jetstar plane. Jetstar's updated livery, if you will, debuted, I want to say, pretty quietly on the A321 Neo LR, and now, with the 787 Dreamliner revamp announcement, it will likely be rolled out across future aircraft too. If you're after the timeline, well, from 2025 onwards, the airline will progressively revamp its aircraft only during scheduled maintenance periods for each unit. Detailed design work is underway by the airline, however, it is yet to provide an official look into what the cabins will be. In the coming months, though, Jetstar says it expects to showcase further details on the business and economy products. You can let me know your thoughts on all of this down below in the comments, maybe also focusing on that livery update. Are you a fan, or do you prefer the previous iteration? Over to ITA Airways, where they've taken delivery of their latest aircraft, only a couple of days after they welcomed their first A220-100. This time, it's the A321 Neo. The first A321 Neo represents an essential moment for the carrier and its narrow-body operation. This will be the first narrow-body configured with 3 separate classes for ITA. This does include business class, where they'll offer customers the chance to jump on board lie-flat seats that can transform into lie-flat beds. Premium economy and also regular economy will exist. Additionally, as they look to boost customer satisfaction levels and no doubt revenue wherever possible, dedicated seats will act as comfort economy. ITA did welcome the A321 Neo at a delivery ceremony where key airline and aircraft manufacturer executives were present. This is very standard procedure for landmark deliveries such as these. The A321 Neo then completed a ferry flight towards Rome. Now it will carry out tests, and these are very standard and part of the overall entry into service process for a new plane. For future usage, ITA's Chief Technology Officer and Accountable Manager says the plane is actually configured for potential service as far away as the Middle East and African cities. Therefore, acquiring such a jet will, I'd like to think, be very crucial in helping evolve the Italian carrier's route network in the long term, and that is what the A321 Neo has done for so many customers. The ITA fleet now consists of several aircraft types, but it is mostly Airbus-produced planes inside your A320 family. This includes next generation and also current engine options. For the wide bodies, we have the A330 series, including the Neo, and lastly, the A350. Over to KLM, and the ongoing slot restrictions at Amsterdam Schiphol set to take into effect in 2024. And well, there's no real other way to put this other than they're wreaking havoc on significant companies within our beloved industry. According to a latest report from local media, KLM joins now the long list of airlines that could be impacted. Talk of KLM losing flights, which is the topic in question, isn't necessarily new. It does date back some time when Schiphol's downsizing emerged, but now with Schiphol really advancing in the downsizing, it seems like this is going to be the scenario that plays out. Over 1,000 flights towards the United States could be at risk. This is a negative development following KLM's extensive operation out of the airport. This is its primary gateway, so to lose flights wouldn't be optimal. And all of this comes following the current plan by the airport to reduce the flying schedule in 2024. As a result of the slash in capacity, airlines such as the touched on KLM could be forced to cut flights in order to appease these guidelines. No, they won't be the only one, but given they are the major operator out of there, they'd likely see a significant portion of flights cut. Unfortunately for KLM, they don't want to be in a position where they lose flights towards North America. Not only is this due to the importance of the North American market for them, but also when you consider the many collaborative efforts that they have with other key airline groups. The Amsterdam Schiphol problems regarding available slots and capacity have resulted in an ongoing legal process. Despite this, the capacity reduction would see a pretty big decrease in overall operation, which for many airlines is not the news that they want to be hearing. Following the effects of the global pandemic, the significant rebound in travel demand, which many would argue occurred quicker than we had initially anticipated, has been a means to get out of these difficult periods, and carriers have scrambled to expand their operations and rebuild and address this demand. A reduction in overall flights out of Amsterdam Schiphol for most airlines would represent a step back in the global airline recovery. It would also limit KLM from capturing key demand in markets that they see. But see, it's not just impacting KLM. As touched on, I want to say a week ago, major US carrier JetBlue officially lost its slots towards Schiphol. This only months after it commenced service in a very exciting way. Amsterdam was meant to slot into the transatlantic network as an essential destination and really allow JetBlue to advance forward as a key player in that transatlantic market. But now they won't have any slots to be able to operate service thanks to the new restrictions being implemented. The theme of cutting flights is expected to continue, and more details will likely be revealed with time and whether or not KLM will be directly impacted as bad as these reports indicate. That's going to conclude today's aviation news recap. Any thoughts? You are more than welcome to leave them down below in the comments. Thank you so much for your support. Please take care and do be safe, and I'll see you next time for the latest industry recap.